In the Cars universe, a movie about humans would probably be a horror movie. Slender creatures made out of flesh and bone riding the lifeless carcasses of cars for their convenience.
So I also like, how do cars have intercourse? Like, how do cars in that movie have kids? Or do they just come out of the factory?
You know what a
Is that ever
tailpipe's
explained?
for, right?
How do they get on the tailpipe though?
Have you seen the weird shit they do? They like fucking hunch up on their wheels and shit. Anything's possible, really. To cut them out of that is like a great disservice to the Cars franchise.
Oh, you know what? That's a fair point.
I mean, the fact that there's a car pope implies there's car World War II.
Wait, there's car
Like
religion.
car Hitler.
I didn't know there was a car pope. Was that in the third one? Or is there
Second one, I think.
How many Cars movies are there now?
Well, the
3?
second one was basically a side story. It's about Mater being a secret service agent for like James Bond. I'm not making this shit up.
Okay. Oh my god. Hold on. I just found a fucking... This is amazing.
All right. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna
intro. Go ahead.
I need to like. You know what? I'm just gonna put it in the chat.
All right. Fine.
Oh God! Can you not copy it? Oh dear God!
All right.
Real quick,
welcome back to the Handsome Jacks podcast for this shit show of an intro.
Are you inferring that our intros aren't garbage quality every time? Because I got something for you.
You have a point, but as always, I'm your angry Canadian host, Joel Dine, and joining me this week, we have the seeming to be ever-present, the Halo Man, Jake.
So would Car Jesus just be a wagon?
Why a wagon?
Why a wagon?
What else? What else would they have back then that would be a car equivalent?
You have a point.
What came first, the wagon or the car in the Cars universe?
Yeah.
Was there ever a Stone Age in the Cars universe, or did they always have the wheel? That's what I want to know.
Oh shit! And as the usual straight man of the group, we have Austin, the Dimmet Dick.
I try. It's really difficult being surrounded by you guys to stay true to myself.
This week we're talking about the shit show of franchise, according to Jake and Austin, known as Tokyo Ghoul. One I actually very much enjoyed.
It seems so long ago. Did we even have this in the suggestions?
Yes.
Did I do it?
I think it was me.
I honestly can't remember.
This is Jake's. I have them here. Yeah, this is Jake's. We're doing Jake's second. Mine is next. Then Brennan's, then yours, and then the community choice, or one we all agree on.
Well, we're not going to agree on anything. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, I like going into this, I was expecting zombies. It turned out to be more like vampires that eat each other. Why is it more like vampires that eat each other? Why is it named Tokyo Ghoul if it's more like vampires?
Because it's based in Tokyo and they're ghouls. I didn't think it was that hard to connect the dots.
Am I having a silly moment?
Yeah. The actual whole premise is just that they're in Tokyo and that they're ghouls. What do you want, honestly? There's no hidden meaning in the fucking title. It is what it is.
All right. Well, I told you boys that I got royally fucked over watching this show, and I hate Funimation for it. And I gotta tell you why.
Oh, hold on. You actually called it Fun Munition, and that was your second time trying to say the name of it. So I'm glad you actually hit the nail on the head here.
I was rage typing, all right?
Well, let's hear it. Why?
So, I was watching Funimation on the mobile app while I was working. there's the problem. Step. There's my first error in the problem, all right? Second thing, I went to first season. For some reason, season 1 did not come up. So when I hit episode 1 of season 1, that is not what started playing. What started playing was episode 1 of season 3.
Oh no!
And I watched the episodes in before I was like, okay, what the fuck? And then I did not even realize that I was on season 3 until this happened.
Okay.
I got to episode, I think it was like 10 or 12, and then it randomly skipped to episode 12 of the first season. And I went, hang on, something's fucked up here. And I went back into the show thing and started looking and was like, Funimation fucked me. So I watched half of the first, I think it's like a third of the third season before I watched the first 2 seasons. And then I had to watch the first 2 seasons because I needed to connect the dots.
So you're forever tainted. Therefore, your whole opinion on season 3 is just does not even matter anymore because you actually saw what happened but didn't realize it.
Yes.
You lost all the effect of when me and Jake watched season 3 when it came out, and within 3 episodes, something was very, very wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And
well, here's the thing. Like, I didn't have any information, so like they're just not telling you all this information in season 3. And I'm just like, oh, like there'll be a flashback. They'll pull an anime bullshit, and there'll be a flashback, and I'll suddenly be like, I understand everything. No, so I just hit episode 10, and then skipped to episode 12 of the first season. I went, I need to investigate what the hell just happened.
Something's very wrong. So what you witnessed, it doesn't matter if you watch the first 2 seasons or not. It's still a cobbled up mess of like, what the fuck's happening? And it never really tells you. And even after you watch the whole season, you're still just like, I still don't exactly know what happened in this to like derail the whole fucking thing into season 3. It's like season 1 or 2 were on the tracks. We're trucking along. Everything's fine. Things in 2 are a little bit different, but not that big of a deal. And then some fucking person just flips the rail car switch, and we're off into the fucking stratosphere into season 3, and it never really talks about how we got there. I mean,
no, and it really doesn't tell you how the ending of season 2, like, doesn't even really show you the real ending of what season 2 should have been, and then it rolls into season 3, and you're like, wait, Nani, the fuck happened?
Yeah, that's.
Can we just talk about? I need to talk about the first opening compared to all the other openings.
Dude, I love this. I fucking love this conversation. Me and Jake, I'm pretty sure we brought it up to you before you watched it.
Yeah, you did. You made me watch.
It is such a goddamn.
I just thought you were cherry picking, but you weren't cherry picking.
It is honestly one of the strangest because like the first intro and outro of the first season are honestly like top 5 for me. They're fucking good. They're really good. Yeah. And then you roll right into season 2, and it's especially good if you just got done with season 1 and you're just going back to back because you're like, what the fuck? And then you realize like, holy shit, what the fuck happened?
That
prostitute spat fire. That's, if you're watching the sub, you would see that, and it's.
Dude, I don't know. I was so confused at random parts of the show. It was unreal.
That is when I knew things were different. Mm-hmm. And then the funny thing was, I actually think season 3's intro is objectively better than season 2's.
Oh, easily.
It is.
Season 3's is actually pretty good and like a return to form. I can't even remember.
It's the season 2 the later ones on season 3, because I'm almost done season 3 now, and they get better towards the end.
Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed season 3's intro as compared to 2. I watched all the intros in season 1. Season 2,
you skip that shit every time.
You skip it every time. You don't fucking watch it. And when you do watch it, you wish you hadn't.
Okay. How they also get you to watch more of the intros is they put them like at random intervals. It's not like a lot of shows where you're just like, here's the intro, here's the rest of the show where you can go there. I think I watched an intro that was like 5 minutes into the fucking show once, and I went, "What the fuck?"
That is season 3. I'm pretty sure does that pretty badly. It's a prime suspect for that.
I was utterly shocked. I was like, "What the fuck is going on? Why the fuck am I watching an intro? I thought I was watching the episode already. Did Funimation fuck up again? Did it skip?" I was scared because Funimation be doing whack shit, dude.
Never in my life. Sorry, I'm just recapping the season 2 outro right now. It's like they gave it's like they had a solid cast for the first one, and they're like, "Yeah, we really like what you did, but we're gonna fire you anyway." And then we just picked up some random street artists that made all the artwork for both of them, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck it, you can pick the song too." and it's just fucking dog shit. I hate it so much.
Bad.
It makes no goddamn sense. The whole show is supposed to be dark, like dark based. Even when it gets lighter, it's still dark. What are the intro and outro?
No,
we don't do that around here. We are all fucking water paintings and shit.
Sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops, but not really.
I still remember the first time I saw that season 2 intro, smacked the fuck out of me. I'm like, what the fuck? Am I watching the right show? And then I saw Kaneki. I'm like, oh no. No, please. Not like this.
At first, I was hoping you're like, oh, I clicked on the wrong show.
Yeah, it's bad. What other observations did you pick besides the actual show?
Okay, so since I had season 3 ruined for me, but I didn't feel like I could predict the plot too well, which was nice. But there was some like long running things that I was like, well, this is gonna happen, and then it fucking happens. And there's other shit where they're like, we're gonna hide the intention of this character, and I'm like, you've literally only introduced this character for this fucking purpose that he's going to serve. Why are you hiding his intention? So stuff like that and did kind of annoy me. But like, honestly, season 1 was overall very solid. I think they did a lot to humanize the characters and give them like actual like relatable feelings, which they didn't do as well in the rest of the show.
Yeah, I'm really torn on it because I think the character progression of like Ken is fucking top tier.
Oh, it is.
I love seeing like bitch character turn into literally a god among men. And I've done well, not just in some shitty way where all of a sudden he's like, I'm strong now.
Yeah, I love his flip the switch moment. His fuck it, I'm a badass now moment.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think that's like a reasonable situation for that to happen. Unlike most other shows where they're just like, I am God mode now. It's like, no, he was already strong. He just literally didn't know how to fight and was a little bitch. And then he just gets all this motivation and turns it on. It was like, all right, cool. Time to go.
Yeah, that being said, like, I loved it, but as we kind of talked about earlier, the second season, if you haven't watched the whole thing, I don't know if we're gonna go spoiler free or we're gonna go.
We can go spoiler. Fuck it.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I don't understand why. I think is it Agirichi? I think is the name of the organization he joined.
Yeah.
I have no idea why they did it the way they did, because I understand the motivations and I understand, like, at the end you get it. It makes sense. You're like, he had to,
Yeah.
But I remember like the first half of that season, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And it's annoying as hell because there's no hints, there's no anything in what's going on.
See,
maybe that's just me.
Because Funimation fucked me, I didn't have so much of a issue with that because I was like, that is an issue for sure, especially if you watch it in chronological order like you probably should.
No, we don't do that around here. Funimation doesn't do that around here.
I actually enjoyed it watching it the way I did, but I'm just saying Funimation. I don't
know what to say
if it's properly timed or not because there's so much information that just got ruined. But yeah, I don't even remember my point. Jake,
yes,
you've been quiet.
Jake's just taking it all in.
Listening to you two so far, because my opinion on this whole thing does it all better.
You have the biggest hate owner for the anime, so like, come on, give me some.
I think season 1 is fine. I know there's purists out there that hate season 1. Season 1's great. I love it. I'll even accept season 2. But the problem is a lot of the issues in the later start popping up in season 2 because they're dropping side characters that really do matter in the overall scheme.
Mm-hmm. Without
characters don't matter, Jake. We had an entire season 3 without over probably 3/4 of the characters we developed. So what does it matter? Fuck side characters. Fuck main characters. Fuck all the characters. Actually, while we're at it.
I remember what I was saying. I remember it is annoying Kaneki's choice at the end of season 1. I don't mind as a cliffhanger for a season because I think it's like, why the fuck did he do that?
Yeah.
But like, explain it in the first couple episodes or at least drop a hint. He doesn't. He's just, I am with this organization.
I'm leaving.
I'm kind of evil. That's all the thing you get until what I think it's like the fight with the owl when he goes back to help. I think that's when you get told. I think that's like episode 10 of season 2 or something.
Yeah, it's almost right at the end.
Yeah, it's really late in, and it's like, well, that's fucking annoying. If I didn't know like the ending of season 2 into like what he is in season 3, then I probably would have been more pissed off because I would have been like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the manga's a lot better because he goes more to help out with Banjo and his gang than without Gary Tree, and they're trying to strengthen up the weaker ghouls. While in the anime, it's just presented as like, I'm going with bad guy group now.
Yeah, because you're the only one that's read the manga. So like, what are the major differences? Is it just storytelling?
It's the storytelling. It's honestly, it's the storytelling. It's a lot of little things. So in the anime, it's just presented. I'm going with another bad group of ghouls. While in the manga, leading up to that final fight, he meets a bunch of like weaker, smaller gangs of ghouls that are like trying to do decently, but they're getting their shit kicked in, and that's why he leaves to go help them out. Well, in the anime, I think they're played off as like one note side characters that they're just gone. While in the manga, they stick around and they're important.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I just, dude, going back and like knowing the things I know in season 3, you're like, why does it take so long for this fucking show to ramp?
Dude, like I said, season 1
I think that's why
2.
I think that's why I didn't have a problem with season 3 because like it ramps like the beginning of a fucking anime,
right?
Like it does not ramp like it's the 3rd season of a show.
Exactly, it starts fucking over. Like we take everything we've constructed and built upon for 2 seasons now, and we just fucking chuck it right out the window. And the biggest transgression is supposedly, little side note, I think when they were doing the anime, it was supposed to be a 2-season continuation.
Okay.
Or a longer, I think it was supposed to be longer, and then it had to be consolidated.
Okay, so I got the Bleach treatment where it's just like, you got to finish this now.
So it does that jump from season 2 to season 3, and honestly, after that, it's never really... It never gets back to form. Even at the end of season 3, when things are starting to heat up again and shit's actually happening, you're still wondering, like, why couldn't this have just been done differently? Honestly, the whole way through. You're like, I actually like the characters from season 1 and season 2 a lot, and they're just fucking gone. Until they show up in, like, the 2nd episode of season 3, and you're like, okay, I see what we're doing here, you know? And then you're just fucking, that's it. Good little reunion. Tragic.
I honestly wonder if the way I watched it is actually better because I felt like I got an intro and then I got like an extended flashback and then it ran into like the story leading up to the moment. You know, when you get a show that's like it starts in a fight and then it flashbacks to everything that led up to that point. Yeah. It felt like I was just watching something like that.
So I definitely agree, but I honestly think what also didn't help me and Jake's perception, like I had watched 1 and 2. I know, like, together, me and Jake have watched, I think, all of season 1.
And season 2.
And then, and season 2. So I had watched the whole of season 1 and 2. I was super excited for 3 because, you know, you want to see... It was one of the first animes I picked up when I was starting to watch. And I was super into it at the time. And I'm like, I just want to see, you know, the continuation and how it follows up on itself.
Mm-hmm.
And after a big fan, I've probably watched the whole thing 3 times through right now, easily. I get season 3. That's what disappointment looks like, Joe. That is what disappointment is, 100%.
Hey,
he's back. Hey. Master Chief has landed on the battlefield once again to bring us through. So, Jake, I was just talking about how we'd watched all of it, you know, twice through, and season 3 was what we got to follow it up and finish it out. And I just felt I felt wronged, but I couldn't look away. You blatantly told me I will only watch these episodes with you if we drink.
I remember that because that's when we started hanging out again. You guys would be like, "Oh, Tokyo Ghoul episodes out trying to get the booze.
It was literally a slow motion train wreck, and it was just, it's awful. It's just like seeing something you love just slowly go over a cliff, and there's no way to stop it.
It's like at the end of season 2, Ken got stabbed, and he's just bleeding out for all of 3, and you're just waiting for it to be over. You know what's going to happen. You just want it to end, though. And then you get to the actual end of season 3, and I'm like, oh, God, no. They've really outdone themselves now. They've pulled, like, some fucking... I don't even know what to call it. Anime shit. They really just pulled it out of their ass. Jake can confirm.
Yeah, because if I remember right, nothing super big happened most of the season, and then the last episode is like, all this important shit in the next 20 minutes.
I don't, Joel, you didn't finish yet, did you? You still got a couple to go?
No, I still have like 4 or 5 episodes for season 3. Here's
we'll leave that out.
Now that you mention the Ken bleeding out scene in season 2, when they keep going to the bloodshot, and like the first couple times you're like, is Ken gonna die? And then they do it like 20 more times. Yeah, okay, well obviously he's not gonna fucking die at this point. It's the other guy. They have all the time to do that. But they can't show it actually happens at the end of season 2.
Nope. We need that slow walk, Joel.
Oh, dude. Okay, the fact that they had the balls to do that, I'm not sure if they just ran out of time and animation budget and they're just like, fuck it, send it. Like, or whether they're just like, we're gonna do it. We're just gonna do it.
I was totally fine with the ending of season 2, knowing that season 3 was gonna show up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll figure out what happens in season 3. No big deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to recall through season 3 exactly all the little tidbits they show of what happened. Oh, yeah. But it's still just a huge gaping hole of what the actual fuck happened.
You get 4 minutes of walking into a new anime intro.
Thank you, God. I never thought I'd want it that much.
That was the cost, Austin.
It was worth it, honestly. I would watch the 4 minutes all over again, not to have to watch any of Rude's intro.
Was it actually 4 minutes?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. As a person who just watched it, I'm pretty sure it was like 3-something or 4 minutes.
See, that's what I liked how it was a cliffhanger, but it did kind of wrap up the season well. Mm-hmm. Like I said, season 3 was coming out. No big deal. We'll figure out exactly what happens then. I've been deceived. I've been wronged. That's what I felt.
Oh, yeah.
Joel's camera is going Skynet.
Yep. It's trying. Oh god,
this is my podcast now.
It's trying to take over. Send help. Send help.
Keeping with the average, great production quality. Joel, your editing's perfect. It's just everything else around it that falls apart along the way.
We're gonna rock with this.
All
right.
So, I mean, what time is it? We've talked about, what we liked. I guess, did we talk about really what we liked about the whole series as a whole?
Well, real quick, I want to interject as someone who read the manga.
That. Okay.
It's so Re starts out pretty similar. The big difference is, since it's not limited to 20-minute episodes, they're able to expand a lot more. So you'll get little snippets of old characters. You'll get better motivations of the new characters. And you'll see more hints and like breadcrumbs on what happened and why King Kaneki's in the position he is in now.
See,
did you say King Kaneki?
Yes.
Yeah, King Kaneki.
You're not
my
wrong.
Character, Kyle Ken.
They do call him King multiple times after he fucking ex machinas himself to freedom.
To godhood.
Yep.
That's all it takes. You just gotta, kill everyone and switch sides about 3 or 4 times.
You just gotta get mind broken by the not Friday the 13th ripoff.
Yeah, and you just gotta turn some bitch that wants to eat your heart, cut it out and eat your heart on, and then you get magic powers.
It's so simple, hanging out under more steel beams, it sounds like.
Yes.
Clearly.
It all started with a construction site accident. Tragic. Fucking tragic. So, I'm trying to I think it is episode 1 of season 3. What the hell was the orange-haired guy
Oh, you're talking
from
about
season
Shark
1
King?
and 2? No. Oh God, don't bring him up, Jake. Don't do it to me like
they
that.
call him like
God damn it!
something in the episode. What's his actual name?
The human friend.
The one chick that his girlfriend like helps him survive.
Her girlfriend is Hina. Who the fuck is he? Nishio? Nishino.
He wears glasses too.
Oh, the guy that tried to kick Kaneki's ass in like early season 1.
It's Nishio.
Yep.
Yes, the orange-haired dude.
I saw him and I saw like, oh, they recognize him. Like, oh fuck yeah, dude, we're setting it up for like a huge betrayal fight and shit. And then once again, season 3 just lets you down. Its greatest quality is its disappointment, as it just never really shows up again. I think he shows up at the end, but the fucking ending is just a cobbled together shit show. So what's it matter? Fuck it.
I'm excited to see this cobbled together shit show.
Like I said, it gets. I understand that it is like, I don't know. Jake could probably comment on this more. I felt like it didn't need to go the way it went. They felt the need to blow it up to be such a huge thing when it's like it didn't have to end this way.
No, it did not.
He just took the road of anime and just blew it out of proportions. They're always like, everything's on the line. Who fucking cares? The show sucks.
Did I miss something, or did they hint to like the whole dragon fucking thing that happens at near the end of season 3? Did they foreshadow that at any point, or was that just like fuck it, send it?
I'm trying to remember exactly what part that was. Can you be more specific?
when the knife chick goes to fight Kaneki, and then he transforms into the armor that they call the giant serpent.
Yeah.
Did they ever foreshadow that, or was that just like, we need a plot device, go?
I'm gonna go with the latter because it's exactly what they held on to for half of the second season.
Just making sure, because I was like, did I miss something, or is this just one of those things?
Half of the third season was me asking that exact same question and not getting any answers. And then when I thought I was going to get answers, it just opened up more questions. So, yeah, like I said, season 3 is dumpster fire. I could take it for what it is, but after you compare that it is supposed to be a third season, just fucking kill me. Honestly, it's horrible. I want to believe, but I just can't.
I'm telling you, boys, you got to read the manga. The artwork is beautiful. The story flows a lot better. My only gripe is at the very end, he got cut off a little bit early, so some of the story arcs end abruptly. But there's still satisfying.
Who would have guessed?
Wow, it's like they stuffed 2 arcs into one season of the anime at the end as well.
It's not as bad as that.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
Oh, it's pretty bad. All right, well,
it's a shame.
Let's run through season 1 and our thoughts of that. So let's go with plot first.
It's fucking badass. It's Tokyo. And there's ghouls in it. I know that was hard for Joel to really comprehend, but I think the rest of us really loved it. Honestly,
you probably did. I was probably just very confused.
Yeah. Okay. Rolling back to your experience with Funimation, it makes sense how things could have got a little bit twisted, but
yeah,
I
didn't hate it. Like, I very much expected some of the things to happen, and I just have to blame Funimation for that, for knowing some of the stuff. But if I didn't know it going in, I think it would be a solid season that I'd want to continue watching, because it feels like a build up to a good show. It feels like that start of something like My Hero, where you get through the initial few episodes and you start actually watching the show, and you're like, all right, cool, I want to see where this goes. And then it just kind of falls on its face in season 2 compared to what it was building in season 1, and it just feels like a much more generic show going into season 2. But season 1 I very much enjoyed. So for the plot, and I don't know, I'd probably give a great, honestly, because I did enjoy it. Give it a 4, give it a great.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I love season 1. It sets up the whole show just for them to throw it away.
I'm gonna hit it with that 5.
Sounds like a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, characters. There is a shit ton of characters that they go through.
But
Honestly,
they're all great.
Season 1, they do a really good job at emphasizing the people they need to. I wish we would have got some more character development on a few of them, but it was a pretty big cast, and so I can't really complain.
God, just talking about it, the sheer what is one of the best qualities? The characters. What do we do with them? We fucking throw them in the trash. I don't understand it. God, there had to have been writing on the wall when they were putting season 3 out. This ain't fucking lining up. With the anime, it ain't fucking lining up. It needs to be reworked. But it just went out anyway. What does everyone like? The characters. What do we not have? The fucking characters. It's just annoying, honestly. But definitely character-wise, 5. Fantastic.
5 as well.
Who was your favorite character from season 1?
Oh, God. They're going to make me choose.
I'm going to go with the stereotypical answer and say Toka.
Okay.
I'm going to fucking actually look up the characters again. I'm going to make sure I don't miss anyone here.
Jake, who do you think my favorite character from season 1 was?
Is it going to be the guy that trains Ken how to fight?
Maybe.
Because he's pretty badass.
Yeah. I liked him the second he was like, hey, don't lean on that shit on the railing. And then he falls down and he's like, fucking put it in the bag, faggot. And then next time you see him, he's like, all right, come here after work every day. I'll train you, bitch ass. And I'm like, all right, cool. I can get behind this dude.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I'd have to say mine's either Toka or I love the old man.
The old man.
Yeah.
He's fucking great.
Although I didn't get you don't understand his motivation really. You just think he's generic, I will help protagonists, support character.
Yeah.
Until you get towards the end and you're like, oh, that's why he wants to help Ken so much. And you're like, that's fucking awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
This fucking battle scene is just mint.
Yes. All battles are honestly great. I love how they don't fuck around. They're big. They're multiple battles in the same battle, and they're all done really well. I like that the scale doesn't get away from them and take away from the overall quality of it because they're still great.
I don't think there's any Spinzaku moments. I think they're all
thank God
really well animated for the most part, or at least flow well, so that you don't.
They're all paced super well. Yeah.
You're not staring at them kicking each other for 5 minutes or screaming for 3 episodes.
No, it's an actual fun to watch fight with ebb and flow, and you're on your seat the whole time.
Mm-hmm. I have a hard time giving them higher than. Can I give it a 5? I don't know. I have to think about this. You go, Jake. I have to think.
I might be biased. I gotta give it a 5.
God,
I gotta go with a 4.
Really?
I love it. To me, it's top 10 quality for sure. But
you know what? I'll go with a 5. I really like the cast in season 1. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what characters annoyed me? And I'm like, I can't really pull any other than his best friend. That was the only character that annoyed me.
So in season 1, I will stick with 4. If we're looking overall, it's a 5. But
yeah, well, let's just do season 1. Right?
Yeah, just season 1, it's a 4.
Because the characters scale down for me as the seasons progress.
So down and up for some characters.
Yeah. All right. God, what do we got next? We got sound, art and dub and that kind of thing.
It's
basically design.
Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, the dub's good.
Jake, just do designs, sound, art, and all that, just together as one package.
Yeah,
that's an easy 5 out of 5. The soundtrack was awesome. The voice acting's great.
The intro is fucking
pretty good.
God tier. Good.
The
really
battles are good. I don't know if I like the sound outside of the battles too much. The voice acting is done well. The sounds and stuff like that are pretty good. I think they could be a little bit better, but I'm not going to complain because there's so many chomping and crushing sounds and stuff like that, and that's a lot of assets to pay for, and they're not reused that much. So I can't complain too much in terms of that. I just think it could have been better. but I don't like the music outside of the fight scenes a lot of the time. I'm just like, this is just generic B tier, C tier anime music.
How dare you?
I mean, I can kind of feel. I mean, off the top of my head, having not seen the anime for a while, I can't think of any actual musical tracks outside of the intro and outros.
Fair enough, and like they're solid. Like intro, outro, like we said earlier, like they're season one. They're great. Yeah. So.
I'll have to roll with.
Now we're also including art and animation in this.
Yeah, we're just doing all of it. You want to talk about that too?
Oh, guys, like if you think the art and animation in this is gorgeous, just pull up the manga covers that he's done.
I have seen
because they are
the cover. The artwork is pretty amazing.
Literally put on wall tier.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I would like to read the anime, but I also have a lot of books I have to read. That's
you can cut in line. You don't have to go through one after the other.
You don't need to read Ranger's Apprentice number 23 Viking edition.
It's 24, sir.
Check your assumptions, Jake.
Also, I have a couple basketball books. I have 2 economic books I told my buddy I would read because I've been telling him I'd read them for like 4 years. So,
studious economics books. Woo-wee.
Woo. Killing the Host. Woo. Apparently a great book. God, you know what? I'll give it a 4. I think the aesthetic could be better for me. I'm not such a fan of it. I love the Tokyo aesthetic, but not so much of the tramp stamp power coming out of their lower back. I kind of
activate tramp stamp.
Yeah, exactly. Activate my magical tramp stamp to fuck up.
So, God, assuming we're taking all 3 seasons into account for this.
I was just doing season 1. If I was accounting season 3, it'd be average tier.
Yeah, we're doing season 2.
Season 1's definitely a 4 for me. I like everything on it. Like it for art style. Like my pinnacle is like Cowboy Bebop, and they are missing something to kind of raise them up to that tier. But overall, it's good. It's a lot better than most shows. I would say they know what the vibe that they're trying to set is, and the art style, like the dark vibe, and it sets with it most times.
Okay. And Jacob, what do you say again?
Oh, a 5 out of 5. I love the art style. I love the dark aesthetic. I just love the modern day Tokyo look and how they use that.
Okay, so season 1 gets like a 4 to 5, like fantastic.
Yeah. Across the board,
now,
good.
Season 2, general thoughts.
Like I said, in retrospect, after I watched the whole season, I like it. During watching,
there's more value on a rewatch, is what you're saying. Then
like now that you know why he does what he does, you can actually you actually watch the show without wondering nonstop, what the fuck's going on? Like, why is he doing this shit? But yeah, I enjoy it, honestly. Like, for me, I don't, a lot of shows I don't dig too deep into.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not someone that's watching a show and trying to piece the plot together that's going to happen in 3 episodes from now. I'm not. I just take it for what it is. So
generally not either, except for when they do that dumb, I'm going to introduce a character who has no purpose in the show, then constantly allude to something is going on because you keep showing that character and then doing nothing with him. And I'm like,
this is the perfect show for you. Perfect show, honestly.
Wait till the finale of season 3, Joel. You're going to find out what characters had no purpose.
Spoiler alert! It's a lot of them.
Spoiler alert!
And you're actually gonna find out
guy that's been in the fucking background for
dead serious. You will be surprised about what characters you actually do care about at the end. This shit fucked me up.
All right, I'm gonna have to finish that later.
Yeah.
I'll say my general thoughts on season 2. It's not bad. It lays a lot of groundwork for why season 3 shit the bed, but I still enjoy it. I give it a solid 3, maybe a 4 out of 5 overall.
So I would best describe this season as Ken waddles around, followed by his merry bunch of religious folks, and he randomly sees his friends.
This is when Ken goes from the The Virgin Ken Kaneki to the Chad.
The Chad.
that he is.
That gets railed in
God.
season 3.
Yeah, that he like almost semi-reverts to, because he now has principles. He now has principles about
exactly. He's back with his friends. He needs to be a good character that you like. So he needs to be awkward and have good principles again.
Yeah, here's good guy Ken rolling in.
Season 2. Let's jump into plot. As I just said, I'm not the biggest fan of the plot.
I mean, on rewatch, it's kind of amazing how half of it's just the prison break arc and half of it's just the finale with like a episode of downtime in between.
I was actually just going to bring that up. I was trying to think back, like what like small things happen. I couldn't pick any out. It's actually the transformation, him leaving, them just fucking shit up with their merry band of vandals, and then revert, big fight, done. It's literally the whole season, which don't get me wrong, I'm fine with, because I like, the fighting and everything is cool.
Well, but you do realize that the fight at the end of the season, like that whole prison break thing, is like, I think it's like 12 episodes or more.
It's now that we're talking about it, it's quite immense.
Yeah, it's fucking huge, because like even just the fight alone for Ken versus, oh god, what the fuck's his name? The White Reaper there. That's like that could be a whole 30-minute episode, just that fight, because like all the shit that goes on with it, and they just keep cutting in and away from it.
If we were in Dragon Ball times, it would be literally 3 seasons worth of content easily.
Yeah, dude.
We can milk that.
5 minutes.
we would see all of those 641 times he said he could have fatally struck Ken Kaneki, and then proceeds to fuck him up more. And he's not dead, so I don't think they were that fatal, brother. Kind of can regenerate.
He's kind of a badass.
Real quick, before we get too lost in the battles, I love the absolute self-cock block that the one buff dude did.
Activate my version belt.
What is it? I think it is season 2 that it, like, the story takes definitely a comedic turn at times. It starts in season 2, and season 3 is the same way. Season 3 just keeps pushing it, and that's like, not that I wanted the whole show to be dark without any comedy, but like it starts to lose itself. It starts going off the rails in season 2. Like, it starts going away from what made it great.
Well, you get I forget the ape dude, that just has that constant one-liner whenever he's introduced. That's annoying. Nishino constantly is doing the same shit before they get into any plot thing. He's either bitching about work or talking about girls, and then he gets into the plot shit that actually matters. And there's another thing I was going to point out, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, shit like that gets a little tedious. Juzawa's character in general is just like gag device.
God damn it. I'm so torn on him, because I like
him. I just like, there's a lot of times where you're like, can we just not right now?
Season 3, as shocking as it is, the characters in season 3 are somewhat so shit that he is one of my favorites. But I like him as a character. His like his willpower is quite impressive. I like how he literally will do like the craziest shit. But
that scene with his basically surrogate father dying, like the only father figure he's had dying, and he just like keeps getting back up and walking at the one-eyed owl, and you're just like, dude, this scene, and they don't pull away from it. They like show a lot of it. You're just like, I don't even care that it's like this long. It's like, this is a good fucking scene.
Yeah, it was great. Like
as a character.
Like, I was always on the fence about Juzo. Like, he always annoyed me, but like the more time I spent with him, and by the end of the manga, like, I love Juzo. I loved his story. I loved his connection with, I think it was Shigure or Shigoro was the father figure for him. I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that. That's who I was talking about. I forget the name of him, but yeah.
But yeah, I loved his arc.
Trying to remember the name of that dude.
There's a lot of characters. There's a lot to keep track of.
Hard to remember them all.
I can't give season 3 more than a 3, or season 2 plot more than a 3 though. Like, I just can't. There's not
really
enough,
not a lot there.
There's not enough interesting there other than kind of what's current events happening on screen. They just show a lot of what's currently happening on screen.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of time that season 2 takes over.
I can agree with that.
Considering a lot of the characterization happened at the end of season 1, I probably will have to give it a 3. And the fact that when I was watching it, once again, I like a broken record here, Ken's decision don't fucking make sense. Like, you go to the rationale, and I understand it's like a massive character switch in mentality and everything. So I understand it's got to be a little bit random, but still, you're just sitting there like, why? Just why? Then you rewatch it, but that's besides the fact.
I really started liking Itu before I knew it was. Is it Itu? Before I knew it was her. Like just that the zombie, like the mummy bandage, mysterious. Yeah. I was just like, and she's just like, I do what I want to do, and I'm just like, yeah, this character's cool.
No, she's great.
She was probably my favorite character in the season, and then potentially the next season too. So,
yeah, like I said, the farther you get into it with all the good characters, just to fucking throw it all away.
All right. Well, I feel like we're gonna rapid fire
the broken record
season 2 because we keep fucking bitching about season 3. So we're gonna rapid fire through season 2 here. So characters, give me a score. Just give me a score.
4.
I'll give them 4 just because of the diversity.
Yeah, I could go with 4.
Okay. Sound. 3.
4, 3, somewhere in there.
I gotta go 3, maybe a low 3 because that intro is trash.
You know what? I will go with a 3. That fucking intro is such dog shit that it ruined it for me.
Fair enough. Okay, and then we got like art and like design generally.
The same. The battles are fucking cool. Yeah. Like the ending battle is legit because everything wraps up rapid firely in one huge shit show.
I'll give it a 3 because nothing felt jarring, but everything got upgraded. So I'll give it a 4. Actually, yeah, I give it a 4 just because they upgrade a lot of like what's going on with the characters to like better suit what's going on, but it doesn't feel like it's jarring in the universe. So I like that.
I can feel that.
All right, let's get into the shit show season. Season 3.
Oh god.
General thoughts.
Man, they just give anyone a badge these days, don't they? Motherfucker literally could almost destroy half the city. We put him on the payroll.
I like, apparently in the manga they describe why, right? I heard something like that.
It makes a lot more sense in the manga. Okay, like all my issues with season 3.
There's just time skip. There's just season 2 end, which doesn't end properly, into time skip into season 3, and you never get the explanation for
it's still time skips into season 3, but it's handled a lot better in season 2 to get you ready for that. And then the manga itself has more time. It's built better to help you feed more breadcrumbs on what's actually going on.
Yeah.
So while watching season 3, you're like, what the fuck, this doesn't make sense. But reading the manga, you get little clues like, oh, is this what's going on? I think I get what's happening now.
Because, yeah, basically what I pulled from the anime was he gets his ass kicked, basically has memory loss, daddy issues, and then he gets helped out and raised by the White Reaper. And then he's like mentored. Dad? Yeah. He's like, Dad? And just, yes, son, become a police officer. Okay.
Yeah, that's more or less what happens. They basically try and reprogram so they can use them.
I fucking love how like he loses control, like what 2 to 3 times,
right,
in that season, and it's like the first or second episode that the first one happens. I'm like, yeah, this is going well. This is really going well. This fucker's about one old friend away from destroying half of Tokyo.
Like they're literally the most dangerous person that you've ever fucking run into. Let's make him a police officer.
It's perfect rationale, honestly.
Oh, and give him access to our weapons that are the only thing that help us match that in numbers to help us match the fucking ghouls.
So, like, even the art style of that. So, I understand that, like, oh, broken the code on how to make Queen K's and everything. And it just like in the first season, like, wow, they got a fucking Queen K. That's kind of badass. You don't want to fuck with them. Then every motherfucker's got it in season 2. There's like a cajillion agents.
Right.
Like
I'm honestly fine with a bunch of them having it because they've been going on having this war for so long.
Yeah.
But like just turning them into the generic weapons kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, that's what each one was unique, I guess, is what I should say in that beginning, and now they're just generic as fuck.
Here's a sword, here's a spear, here's a katana.
I don't like how. So, in the first 2 seasons, all the mutations would not seem to be pretty organic based.
Yeah.
2, it just kind of like shits the fucking bed, and all of a sudden, Shark Tooth's got a fucking rocket launcher. For Christ's sake, like what the fuck? Like,
did they ever show one of the guns? I think the only ranged thing was Ado's wings, right? Like that was the most effective ranged weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was fine with that, but like once again, the art style just takes a weird. Even the fucking general art style of the whole season is drastically different than the first 2. I remember the first time I saw it, I'm
like pastels. Is a lot trying to go like I don't want to say cutesier, but it does seem to be trying to make it more.
No, that's 100% where it went because, like I said, the comedy gets ramped up to 11. You have a useless detective with this chick who's all like what 2'3".
Oh yeah, the midget girl
character. Yeah, it's apparently super strong, but never does anything in the entire show, and it's literally an entire waste of an entire episode.
But you get Shark Tooth, so I'll take it.
Shark Tooth is pretty great.
Like I said, I didn't like any of them at the beginning, but towards the end, I started liking them more. But I overall, I just don't like, what is it, the Queen Squad or something?
Yeah,
weird ass name. But besides the point, I fucking hated that whole concept. I really did. Like I understood why they did it because it was kind of unique. But then at the same time, it's like I really don't vibe with almost any of these characters. They all seem like way in over their depth. None of them were worth a damn, and they just tried to recreate Ken's initial arc, but with them instead.
Yeah,
and it just didn't click for me.
That's interesting because now I'm thinking about it. Like, what would the season look like if it was Ken trying to fit into not the Quink Squad, actually just fit into evil white coats? Like,
what if?
And none of them would have like organic, Quinkays, like, or not Quinkays.
Like,
Cockajos or whatever the fuck it was.
I
can't remember the names. None of them would have that, and that would be like a good, point to like make him diverse and kind of make like that understandable, like we fucking hate this guy, a little bit more than what happens with the season 2 in the Quinks. Because like then there's other people like him, and it's like, are you just hating on this entire thing that your organization is doing just because it's new?
I do like how some of the returning detective characters, I'm pretty sure like they all know who Ken is.
Yeah.
And all the new people will just like thrash him, shit talk him. And I like that kind of dynamic of no one really knows like who the fuck he is except for like the old timers.
Yeah.
So I like that dynamic of it as well.
I do too. You brought up the point. It was like basically take out the Quink Squad and how does he like insert and work in that organization without them. I think that might be a more interesting arc than just like here's budget ghouls squad versus real ghouls.
To build on that, and I must sound like a broken record, it's handled better in the manga because it really emphasizes like even though the doves are supposed to defeat the evil cannibals tearing apart society, the more you read the manga and watch the show, you see that a lot of the doves are just fucking assholes. They're just in it to cause pain. They don't really necessarily care about the job they're doing. And so I think the point of the Quink Squad is to give Kaneki more people to care about and relate to on the human side than just the 2 or 3 old timers that survived the initial conflicts.
Fair enough.
I honestly think so. Season 3 in general, it lays the foundation of what could have been a good continuation of the story, but it's too rushed. There's too many plot holes. There's too many like missed opportunities. It should have been like, say it extends another 12 episodes, we see returning characters actually in it. There is more drama with Ken fighting the same fucking people that he was with no less than like a season ago. And you actually discover the info through that way instead of the very, like, I don't even know. I'm trying to think. Who was the guy in the jail that he always went to get info?
Oh, he's an important guy. He's revealed because he's part of that big buffs dude's backstory.
Yeah. And they don't really explain much about him. He's obviously extremely important to the story.
Yeah,
but you don't know anything.
They basically just tell you, hey, he was the this criminal that owned an orphanage that was feeding on all these orphan kids, and that's all you really get until later on.
Yeah.
And the only development he really gets is when he's evil, controlling the one-eyed owl, and then his surrogate son kills him, and he's like, Dad, I loved all the abuse you put me through. I never hated a second of it. And he's like, I've been waiting all my life to hear you call me Dad. That's the only development you get.
Oh, I loved it. God, what a shit show. Fuck. So, yeah, I honestly think I don't know what you guys think. Jay could probably enlighten us on how the manga would add to it, but if they just had more time to go through and add more to the season, it had potential to be.
It would have been. It's a lot. It's infinitely better. It makes more sense. It's even the little things, like, because I don't know if you remember this, Austin. I was bitching. I was like, wait a minute. If they're technically half ghoul, how are they still eating normal food?
Yeah,
there's just little things like that throughout the entire season that gets explained in the manga.
They don't handle a lot of it really well. I didn't like the fucking egos. I had a really hard time with how the squad was the main like focus of the whole thing, but there's just nothing good about him. Sharktooth was literally the only person I found to be even remotely good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one chick / dude / whatever that, couldn't do a fucking thing. And it's like, God damn it. Like, I don't know. It just took I guess the whole vibe of the whole fucking show took such a detour after 2. It went from, we are a dark show that's semi-serious and has a little bit of comedy here or there just to break it, to, we're a pretty light show with some dark undertones and a whole lot of comedy and off-the-wall shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you would have told me in Season 1 and Season 2, after Ken literally throws a fucking centipede in his ear or whatever, and that he would be dressing up as a chick to go to a party, I would have called you a fucking liar. But no less than fucking 8 episodes later, we are in, boys.
I forgot that happened. Thanks for reminding me.
It's just, there's so many weird design choices, artistic choices that happen. It's like a whole new like director took over it and just interpret everything weird. Even down to, like we said, the way the characters are designed. Like, I don't know. And maybe that just kind of, like if you've seen the last episode, I don't generally like cutesy or off-the-wall anime. And that just really kind of killed it for me, honestly.
No,
like, I could get...
So the entire secret hidden last villain is just to piss off to you.
Yeah, and it's like...
Well, the last film that I see, because I haven't quite finished it. Apparently,
I mean, for Christ's sake...
a real shit show, but...
The Nut Crusher. Literally, like, what is it, the first episode they bring that up?
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh boy,
it's like episode 3 or 4.
I'm like,
the Nutcracker.
In the beginning, that was
Nutcracker.
The Nutcracker. It was not the weirdest thing, because they have done shit in like season 2 that was along the same lines of different out there.
Yeah. And they had Rize, the binge eater, was your label, right? So it's not like out of the ordinary, but then
it just continues it. It just ramps it up to 11. All of a sudden, we got a fucking video game addicted midget who eats a whole bunch of shit and never does anything. It's a fuck up squad. Damn, son. Oh, my God. Throwing the shade on my guy like that. But yeah, what else is there to say? Me and Jake are just been broken record mode for probably over an hour at this point.
I don't have much else to add to it. It's a tragedy.
I was
Fucking
expecting
tragic.
Jake to go off, and you've been quiet, my dude.
Jake's already accepted his depression.
Austin's saying everything that needs to be said, and I'm just a broken record that's just going to say, if you want a good time and want 10 out of 10 anime manga, read the manga.
Jake the manga man was how I should have introed you, apparently.
Apparently, because I can't say it enough. The art is even better. The characters are better. It's just, everything's better. It's 10 out of 10. Please read the manga, guys.
Are we just going to rate season 3 as a whole like a 1-2?
Yeah.
Dumpster fire out of 10.
1-2.
God. I have a hard time rating it that badly because of the way I watched it. Like, this was my intro. And then I got the rest of the show. So and then it went into, like, the darker side of season 3. So, like, I don't hate it as much as you guys did because my timeline on watching it was fucked thanks to Funimation.
Funimation's the real hero here. They saved you from everything. You got to give them a thank you, honestly, for what they've done for you.
I think as a standalone, though, I'll give it a 2. I think it was mediocre compared to... But I think how I watched it helped it, so I don't hate it as much as you guys do.
I mean, I'll go 2 in general. It had its moments, and it has some new characters I actually do like. It was an interesting dynamic about how he's working for the other side. He doesn't remember. I just hate how they handled the whole thing. I hated how the vibe changed. I hated a lot of that. So it's not like I said, with more time, more fleshing out of characters, places, story events, I think it would have been fine. The way it was handled is what really did it wrong.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Jake?
I gotta agree with that, except I just feel a lot worse because I know how good it could have been.
Give me some examples, manga man. Come on, I haven't heard your voice enough.
It's just a bunch. It's all this little shit that just culminates and make it all making more sense and just flowing better.
Examples, give me.
Nah, we ain't gonna go in examples. We'll be here for hours. Season 3, from what Jake has told me, it's everything we want because it explains a whole bunch of stuff. It's everything we missed out on in the anime. It's what would have made it better. Simple as that.
So what we're hoping for is that
it gets remade in like 5 years.
Fullmetal Alchemist style reboot. Where
oh my god, that would be god tier.
So I'm not gonna lie, I could see it. It got
popular.
Such a poor reception.
Popular.
Yeah, it got such a poor reception. I feel like the first season is really what sealed the deal on it, like for being popular. And then after that, I didn't really hear much about it. But
because Attack on Titan SAO happened.
Yeah, SAO. We don't have to bring that up.
No,
it shouldn't be. It should not be popular. Fucking, that's the real tragedy here.
That's the real tragedy that SAO is popular and is about to get like its sixth. I think it's like 6th season or something, including a spinoff it already has. But Tokyo Ghoul gets 1 good season, 1 okay season, and 1 rushed season.
Yeah. No justice.
I think that's it, honestly. I don't think there's much else to say. We can go ahead and take the old needle off the record.
So, we don't. I have questions.
Yes.
Am I the only one that found the fight between the White Reaper and Ken super entertaining, but was really wondering what's up with Ken's power? It's just very weird design aesthetic that just comes up. Like he shows it kind of one other time, but then like when he first triggers, he's got like a fucking crab arm. And I'm like, why?
The art direction changes a lot through the seasons. Like I said, especially from like 2 to 3, I noticed that they're interpreting it completely different. But yeah, Ken's it does change a lot. I find it weird at how sometimes it can look almost very simple, like it, and very like not effective at all.
Not like a lot of depth.
Yeah, like it looks like they're like, yeah, we just throw a couple things on his back, call it a day. And then other times it's fucking wild now. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just him as a character.
I think it's part of the problem they did in season 1, where they did, and somewhat season 2, where they did like all of the shit was super detailed, and then just as you have to do more of it because powers ramp up more and you have less time to put detail into it, you have to rush it. So I think that's just kind of an anime issue that happens in a lot of anime. If you look at like Swords and Bleach, do the same thing. Like they're super detailed and intricate at the start, and then they're just kind of black sticks towards the end.
Yeah. So I don't know if I interpreted that question correctly, but
somewhat.
I'll take it.
Was the best fight in the season?
Ooh.
Season
man.
Season 3.
Season 3? Shit. Fuck this.
I want to hear this answer.
Is it bad that I remember a couple big ones, but there's almost none of them that really.
Yeah. Really? All right. Well, let's open it to all seasons. What was the best fight?
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking loved season 2's ending. That whole fucking big ass brawl. I loved it.
Dude, that finale did have a lot of great moments.
It really is a good finale.
There's a lot of good individual fights, but the ending right there takes the cake for me. It's like literally, it's all been building up, and it all comes crashing down within like two episodes and one huge fight.
I gotta say,
I gotta toss out season 1 finale. Mind broke Ken versus Jason. Just that complete shift of power dynamics there was pretty great.
Yeah, now you bring that up. That was a fucking excellent moment.
It was. I think I have to go with the initial One-Eyed Owl fight, where they add the armors to their Quinques.
Ooh, that was fucking great.
I love that design aspect. Like, I feel like the way they did it in the beginning was so fucking cool, because it was like, yeah, we kind of know how we're using this, but we really don't. And we're just kind of fucking trying it out. So, yeah.
Fair enough. All right. If you had to change something about season 3, what's the only one thing? What's the one thing? What's the one thing? If you could only change one thing, and that's why it's a hard question, because you guys want to change 40 things.
So can it just be one event? Can it be like?
Yes. Yeah. One aspect, one event.
Honestly, if they would have had more interaction between like old characters having a bigger role, it probably would have saved the season in my eyes a lot of times. I just hated how all the characters and whatnot you've like grown to love through the last 2 seasons are just thrown out the window and have such minuscule parts. If the old characters would have came back for more besides the ending area, I would have been, more kin to it.
I'll tell you mine. Stuff.
Mine's Rize flashback or Rize Mindscape shit. I would have liked less of that.
They do fucking use a lot of it. Like I said,
I have no problem with the Mindscape thing, but I mean, Ken's had this power for like, I don't know, probably 2-year timeline wise.
It's like a regression.
Yeah.
Like let's just get over the fact that it's Rize's power. Like he's had it for 2 fucking years. Like it's not like they're not his fucking organs now. Like come on, guys.
Yeah. Jake, what you got?
I'd say more of the little stuff, because that it does end up being.
What you mean little stuff?
It's just little tidbits of like little cuts to the.
Give example.
So like what Austin's saying, just cut to the side.
Old characters come back.
You'll see cuts to them like observing things or like actually being involved with the events happening that's not in the anime.
So you want like a cut to like them reading the newspaper and being like, I wonder if I should step in.
We want more episodes,
it's done
Joel.
Better than that, because what it usually amounts to is like they'll cut to something small, but it's a small detail that like, wait a minute, this shit has something to do with Ken being in this situation.
Give me a goddamn example, Jake.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I haven't read this in 2 years.
Cut the man some slack. He wants more episodes. We all want more episodes.
All I got out of Jake was the manga is better because this. Give me an example of this. I don't fucking know.
Long story short, he wants the plot holes patched so you can actually make a cohesive story of how Ken went from being the badass that he was, the little bitch boy he was, to the somewhat badass he was in the end.
And it's hard to. The reason it's hard to put a label on is because it's all just random small bullshit that you think doesn't matter, but in the grand scheme really does.
That was part of the question, Jake. All right.
Not the best
answer to the question. We have anything else to add? Final thoughts here, wrap up. Anything you want to mention?
What a fucking tragedy.
Honestly, this was way better than I was expecting because you guys told me to watch this a lot.
Like I said, it's not that season 3 is inherently completely garbage. It's what we had and how it was utilized and how it was thrown. Everything good was seemingly thrown out the window. It could have been so much better. That's the real tragedy. Not that it's bad.
Okay.
I think Jake probably says about the same thing.
Yep, I'll say the same. Read the manga.
Could have been better.
Don't read the manga. At least check out some of the drawings or the covers because the art is beautiful and none of the art and animation in the show do it justice as good as it is.
Bold claims. Big if true.
Big if true.
I'll just say, big if true.
All right. Maybe we'll have to come back and give an update if I read the manga. Just maybe we'll mention
Maybe.
All right. Thank you for watching this episode of the Handsome Jacks podcast. Greatly appreciate all you guys that tuned in. Please follow us on Twitter at the Handsome Jacks. Our Twitch page, which probably will very rarely get used, at the Handsome Jacks on Twitch, and our YouTube channel, the Handsome Jacks Podcast. Until next time, see ya.
Peace.
Bye.